Love him or hate him, over half of the country has determined that Trump is going to be the next president of the United States. And what that really brings us back to us, right? We're here, you guys are here watching this because you're involved in crypto, you're interested in crypto, or you hold crypto and you just want to be informed. So, me as well. So, let's take a look at what potentially could be in store for crypto under Donald Trump's presidency. So let's jump into it in this video. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and let's really get into it here. So this is a great article put together by CoinDesk. I'm going to give them props. This is a really well put together and includes a lot of different type of scenarios and kind of like what Trump has promised in terms of crypto and things like that. So and the reason I'm making this video is because Bitcoin has been going absolutely crazy since the polls have basically closed last night. We saw all-time high yesterday evening. We saw all-time high about a half an hour ago. So this thing is absolutely crushing. Let's just jump over to take a look right quick at the overall market. So we're up about 11.3% in the last 24 hours. Overall crypto market cap is sitting at 2.52 trillion, and we can see Bitcoin is hovering at 75.8. So it actually did, like I said, hit all-time high not that long ago. All-time high was about 43 minutes ago, and it hit 76,460 of coin market cap. All right, so let's jump back over. We're going to take a look at this article and see what benefits we could potentially see from a pro crypto administration, which is really weird for us to say. I can't wait to see Gary Gensler get the axe, get fired, and bring in somebody new that actually has some ideas and ways to kind of make it work for both sides. And that's really what we really need. We know the SEC has been anti-crypto and has basically been ruling by governing by enforcement, and that's not really the way to do things. How can you say you violated these rules when we don't even really know what those rules are? It's absolutely insane to me that they're able to get away with this, and hopefully the Trump will put an end to this. So early Wednesday morning, Donald J. Trump won a second presidential term, and his victory was also cryptos. The industry donated millions to his campaign. We saw lots of funds come in. He accepted crypto as a payment for his candidacy. Um, for his campaign funds as well. So analysts expect a more permissive environment for crypto innovation and regulation as a result of this. So we could see complete Republican control of the U.S. government. The Senate flipped, so they have more Senate seats now. They control the Senate basically, and the House most likely as well. Obviously, we have to wait for things to kind of be confirmed there, but to remain in the GOP's hands. After 4 years of battling Biden's administration, especially the SEC, opposition to digital assets, the crypto industry is euphoric, and we are seeing those results now. We're seeing Bitcoin, we're seeing altcoins pushing up. We are seeing a big, actually broad market rally as of this point. So what could this mean for regulation assets and major projects? Well, prices have been reaching all-time high soon after polls have closed. It's basically started its rally. People are assuming that things are going to start to progress fairly quickly. Bitcoin is still below the consumer price index inflation adjusted price, which is actually 77K. So Google search traffic for Bitcoin is also a 1 year time frame. It's also near lows. We talked about that in a few other videos as well. Bitcoin search volume is not that much right now compared to previous bull market searches. So what does that tell us? That tells us that retail is not back in the market yet. Not a ton of retail is back in the market yet, and we are far from euphoria or greed on the market. So we're not there. We're not at a top. We're not. This is not a market top. This is not a cycle top. Nothing to that effect is showing at this point. Most bullish period of the year is Q4, and that's where we're at right now. So we could still be seeing some of these prices right now for the next little while, still be at very promising price entries. We could see we're still kind of almost in an accumulation, really. We haven't had large retail come in. We haven't seen euphoria. We haven't seen mass people coming into social media saying their neighbor got rich and they bought all these things, and we're just not there yet. We haven't seen that. We haven't even been close to that. So we are still in the beginning stages, in my opinion. So Trump's proposed tariffs could be a negative thing in the overall financial market, but we'll have to wait and see what happens there. I think he's more or less using tariffs as bargaining chips, right? If you guys don't pull your weight, these countries, so and so, whatever, China, wherever, we're going to propose these tariffs. And that makes sense because Trump wants to make the country more self sustainable. And I totally agree with that. We see, the war with Russia and Ukraine. We saw oil and grain and things like that. The prices just absolutely went insane. We saw margarine and butter go up like 3, 4 times price. I'm paying like $16 for a tub of margarine in Canada. It's absolutely nuts. It doesn't make any sense, right? So, have it being more self-sustainable is not a bad thing. We just have to be careful that we don't drive the prices up for, a number of people who are already struggling. So it could be good for Tether USDT. The company's relationship with Cantor Fitzgerald, the financial giant, manages over 100 billion in the U.S. Treasuries for Tether. And Cantor CEO Howard Lutnick has been a major Trump backer throughout the presidential campaign, and he's also co-chair of the president-elect's transition team. So that could be a huge W there for Tether. They could, obviously have a little bit more leeway because I know they were talked about getting investigated for money laundering and things like that. So hopefully they get that all sorted out. But it's not all bad news for Circle as well. Cantor has added the U.S. based stablecoin issuer likely now has a more realistic path towards going public. Solana could also benefit from this as well. The SEC is poised for a change of leadership. We know Trump has said that day one he's basically going to fire Gary Gensler. So man, your numbers up, all right. Hopefully hopefully we'll see him go sooner than later. Financial firms will likely file for spot Sol exchange traded funds, and there's a decent chance that Solana's uncertain regulatory status will get resolved. We also have more accommodating SEC. We will have more accommodating SEC, which also means that Ethereum is unlikely to remain the only smart contract platform to have a US spot ETF for its token, or to have regulatory certainty around its status as a commodity. So we could see more of that come into play as well. So far this year, the rise in crypto prices, like I mentioned, has mostly been in Bitcoin and a small number of other popular altcoins. So we could see a broader rally coming into play after this kind of gets digested and people start to realize, wow, this is kind of paving the way for crypto, and we could see things, actually transpire the way that we. Okay, so what really bothers me is when we get a couple of really good days of crypto, we get a couple of, people are excited, getting excited again, and it's like things are starting to move. And then boom, we get hit with somebody's getting sued or something, whatever. That it seems like they do this on purpose just to bring the market down. Hopefully those types of things we will see, a little bit less of and, be more in the past kind of thing. But, hopefully we have a broader rally being able to continue because really we've been getting the shit end of the stick, so to speak, in the last little while. We could also see DeFi benefit because Trump has promised to make US a leading hub for cryptocurrency, which might translate into more favorable regulations for DeFi. So that's pretty much everything put together in one article. I really like this that CoinDesk has put together. I believe it was CoinDesk, wasn't it? CoinDesk, yeah. I really like what they put together because it really outlines a lot of, all of Trump's basically everything that he's said, everything that he's promised. Now we just have to wait and see if he comes through with it. Obviously, they're politicians, right? At the end of the day, they're politicians and they're going to do what they think is right. Sometimes not even what they think is right, but sometimes what benefits them or what benefits the country. That's what I really want to see. I really want to see somebody get in power that's actually going to benefit the country because we have housing crisis, we have food costs astronomical, we have people that are homeless. And this is not just, I know I'm Canadian, but this translates over to Canada as well. And I think under a Harris government, you guys were going to most likely see a lot of what Canada is seeing right now, which is socialist government, where you're taking from the rich and you're giving to the poor. Well, that's fine, but now where does that leave the middle class? Like everybody at the top is paying for everybody at the bottom, and not everybody, going to say like that's just kind of what happens, right? They take from people who have more and give it to people who have less, which is absolutely fine. Obviously, some people do need a helping hand, but what that translates into is a lot of people now, especially in Canada, I've seen people are more entitled and they're not willing to work for what they want, and that even comes down to after COVID and we had lockdowns and things like that. People didn't want to go back to work because they were getting free money, and it's absolutely insane to me. I worked all through COVID. I actually worked at a tire manufacturing plant, and we might have worked one less day every 2 weeks or something like that because of supply chain issues and things like that. But we still went to work. We still put in our time. We get dirty. had to leave our families. We had to, risk getting the disease and all that the disease. I know, I'm joking, right? And all that stuff. But, at the end of the day, we work for what we have. And I think that's what Trump is really about. So we'll see. Hopefully this isn't a bad, mistake. Hopefully things work out for the United States because, we're neighbors and we care about each other. So that's what I got for you guys in this video. Thanks so much for tuning in. Catch you in the next one.